we do actually want to hear from Tar on a couple of players who just missed the top 10. Here they are, and here's what he had to say.
Well, those occupying the next places, you have Cole Palmer in there. I mean, in terms of mere numbers, I think it's unbelievable. He's well into double figures in goals and assists. He's been Chelsea's main creative player, especially under the circumstances. You know, the team is not functioning perfectly just yet, but still he has been extremely productive for them. So that was one to consider. Jeremy Doku, who started off very, very brightly with Man City, has faded perhaps in the last few weeks or months. And I think he was initially in my top 10 and he dropped out. Maybe a bit of recency bias there, but whereas Cole Palmer has got the end product, maybe Doku is lacking that. But you could make a good argument for both of them.
Let me start with you on Cole Palmer. Did you agree with what Tar had to say there?
I think with Palmer, I've been really surprised by him at Chelsea. He was obviously a talent at Man City. We knew that he had a real kind. He's a different player. He glides around the pitch. He's not an athlete in the sense that a lot of players are these days. And he's not a quick winger. But he's just got this ability to glide past players and create. And he's got a great temperament. So I've been really surprised by how well he's done at Chelsea, particularly in the situation that he's in at Chelsea, where it's a club in chaos, and he's actually stood above it all and been a really impressive player to the point where he could be sold in the summer, I guess. If Chelsea are looking to bring money in, he's one of the few players that could actually, offload and make a decent profit. I mean, the Chelsea fans would tear the place apart if that happened, but he's now had such a good season that top clubs will be looking at Cole Palmer thinking he could be a really big player for us. I know Gab's laughing, but,
Yeah, I love your trolling of Chelsea, like gratuitous trolling of Chelsea.
It's not, but we know that Chelsea have got to find some money from somewhere, and, he is their best player, and big clubs in the Champions League, which Chelsea won't be next year, we'll be looking at Cole Palmer thinking, this kid's got everything that you would want in a forward. So I agree with Tor. He could really have made the top 10, and I think he's certainly borderline. But next year, obviously, probably a bit too old by then, but he is a player that is going places, and that means he might not stay at Chelsea. Maybe not this year, but next year, Chelsea's going to find it hard to keep him.
Gab, was that enough to go around the circle for Mark Ogden and give Cole Palmer the praise and Chelsea that they deserve?
He's done it tremendously well in the fact that, when your best player is a guy you sign in the waning hours of the transfer window, it doesn't reflect well on you as a club. What I would say about his numbers, there are a lot of penalties in there. And I also don't think that he's found his right position at Chelsea. It's not his fault, but, when he plays wide on the right, he comes inside all the time, which is fine. Maybe he should be playing a number 10, but then that puts an onus on the right back with Malagusta. So he is dealing with with I think a lot of dysfunction around him, and he takes everything in stride. So that's certainly very encouraging. I'd love to see what he can do, with a better assembled team around him, with on a team that actually functions and produces the way the manager wants.
Mark, let's get your thoughts on Jeremy Doku then and what Tar had to say.
Yeah, I think what he said was valid. I think he started the season really well, but he has had a bit of a dip recently. I think whether it's that first season in the Premier League and the amount of times he had to play for club and country, obviously played for Belgium against England last week. He's had a busy year, and I think he came in. They let Riyad Mahrez go, and obviously Palmer went as well. And initially, it looked like a real top signing, and the fee, it wasn't too excessive. So I think he's obviously got a great long-term future at City. But yes, I think Tor's right. He has had a little bit of a dip, and that probably cost him a place in the top 10. But he seems a lot older than he is, so I think that's a credit to his ability that he just came in at City and just adjusted without any kind of issues. But maybe this is the time he's feeling the heat a little bit, in the sense that it's been a long, tough season, and the Premier League is quite an unforgiving league, as we know.